We didn't begin as a church. We began as a Bible study.
It really taught us that you don't start churches. God starts churches, and if He's going to start a church, you can't stop it.
There was a sense of uncertainty and just enjoyment at being together.
We were so eager for Jesus and so eager for worship and genuine, real life. It just kept going and going and going.
That was just a sweet time where all these generations, the young and the older and folks in between, were gathering together as the early church would gather, I'm sure, in a home and praising the Lord.
Even then, we had people from a variety of denominational and theological backgrounds, and we really wanted to create a church that clung desperately to the essentials of the faith and held very lightly to the things that weren't essential.
When we started it, we were so out of our league, we had no idea what we were doing, that I started calling local pastors in the area. And I'd say, could you meet me for lunch and just talk to me about what we're doing? And one of the local pastors sat there, and he was very kind. He listened, and we were going through, and I'm trying to describe what's happening, and as best I can, trying to put English words onto this thing. And at the end of it, he says, "You're doing it totally wrong, you should disband it." Eventually that person ended up becoming a member of our church.
We would drive home and we were like, this is family. I mean, this is the first time where the church felt like real, no kidding family. We had shared, prayer requests with these people, and we were in each other's homes, and we were drinking each other's wine and eating meals together.
They didn't want to leave. John was putting us out of his house because everybody was just so excited to be together and to study the Word and to just have that time. And it was like all these misplaced people just all came together to form this body. And it was just unbelievable. In my lifetime, I would never believe that I would have been a part of something like that.
This is church. It's not the building, it's not even really the structure of it. It's just like us doing life together, and it just felt very much like Acts in the early church.
We do all serve lots of different roles, and it's one of the beauties, actually. I've been in large churches where everybody's already got the ministries filled, and you go and you worship and you leave and you come home. But at Parkway, literally all hands. It's an all-hands church, and there's such joy in serving together in that way.
When you are serving in the way that God has called you, it's not work. That's not to say it's without effort, but it's not drudgery. It really is joy. And so my hope for the people of Parkway in so many ways is that they find joy.
This is just a community of people who love Jesus and are doing their best to follow Him. And that means that sometimes it's messy because we are all sinners, and sometimes it's not in the way that you would think, whether that's in someone's living room or in a school.
I don't want this church to grow and be big for the sake of being big. I want it to grow because God is expanding it, because God has a plan and a purpose.
If you want a light show and fog effects and all of that, then you need to go somewhere else, because that's not us. It's acoustic music, it's simple, and it is relentlessly focused on the Bible and who God is and how we might serve Him and grow in His knowledge and grace. If you've been to churches that you felt were not serious about faith, then I'd say, come try Parkway.